Welcome to Philly Feud. I'm your referee of today's matchup. Let's meet our competition. Here is Team Blue.
Hi, this is Tony from Geno Steaks, the best from South Philly. To my right, I have Johnny, I have Anthony, and I have Jeffrey. Let me tell you something, you don't have to be the first to be the best. I sure hope these guys across the way brought some of their mistakes.
Philadelphia is known to be a tough city. Let's meet Team Red.
How you doing? My name's Carlos from Pat's King of Steaks. And to my left here, I got Sydney, Danny, and Tyreek.
We're Team Pats, we know with or without. What do you know?
We're in search for a team that knows the most about Philly.
Philly Feud is brought to you by Chickies and Pete's, the #1 sports bar in America, home of fan-friendly fun and famous food. Visit chickiesandpete's.com for locations.
And now, let's welcome our ringmaster, Mike Missinelli.
Hello and welcome to Philly Feud. We're live from the #1 sports bar in America, Chickies and Pete's in South Philadelphia tonight. Our referee, Sigourney McCleave. Sigourney,
Hello, Mike.
how are we doing tonight?
I'm great, thank you very much.
Boy, there is a lot at stake here tonight. See what I did there? It's a special edition of the Philly Feud. It's a matchup I wanted on the show since the beginning of the Philly Feud. The legendary Pats versus Geno's rivalry playing out right here in the Philly Feud. It's time to see which cheesesteak connoisseurs know the most about Philly, sports history, and traditions. The teams will face off in 4 rounds. They guess the top answers to poll questions and lists about Philadelphia. Correct answers are worth 10 points. Incorrect answers gives your opponent a shot at the board. Now we'll go back and forth until all team members make an attempt or until the board is filled. Pats versus Geno's. Alrighty, so let's bring up our captains now. From the blue corner, let's bring up our captain, Tony. Come on up, Tony. And from Pats, let's bring up Carlos. According to databasefootball.com, name the Eagles' all-time leader in single-season receiving touchdowns. All right, that was Carlos.
Mike Quick.
Mike Quick. Is Mike Quick on the board? Mike Quick is number 2. All right, Carlos. Pats, King of Steaks. Represent.
Deshaun Jackson.
Deshaun Jackson. Touchdowns already, huh? I don't think that's on the board. It is not on the board. All right, Tony. Tony's drawing a blank. All right. What do you got?
Terrell Owens.
Terrell Owens. Terrell Owens, all-time leader in single-season receiving touchdown. It is Terrell Owens on the board. All right, Pat, you got control, brother.
Chris Carter.
Chris Carter. Not on the board. I don't think he caught a lot of touchdowns for the Eagles. All right, you're down, and now we go to Johnny. All right, Johnny, what do you got?
Say Harold Carmichael.
Harold Carmichael. It's Harold Carmichael on the board. Let's see if Harold Carmichael's on the board. Number 5 is Harold Carmichael. All right, Johnny's blanking. All right, move over to Danny.
Irving Fryer.
Irving Fryer. That's a pretty good guess. Is Irving Fryer on the board? He is not on the board. Sorry. All right, we move over to Anthony. Terrell Owens, Mike Quick, and Harold Carmichael.
How about Tommy McDonald?
How about Tommy McDonald? Is he on the board? Tommy McDonald is on the board. All right, Anthony, I don't know. He might be a little too young for this guy. I think you're too young for that. All right, we go over to Tyreek. All right, Tyreek, you look even younger. First and last name start with the same letter. If I gave you the letter, would that work for you? P. Tyreek, you have no idea, do you? All right, you're out.
Pete Redslaff, but it don't
Pete
start with the same thing.
Redslaff.
But it don't start with the same initials. But I would say Pete Redslaff.
Pete
but I don't
Redslaff
know.
is not on the board. All right, that concludes the first round. The Pete that we were looking for goes way old school. Pete Pihos. Pete Pihos. Everybody forgets the great Pete Pihos. What is our first round score, Sigourney?
Well, Mike, our teams are tied. We have 20 points on the board for each of them.
All right, it's 20 for Pats. It's 20 for Geno's. We come back, we'll get to know our 2 cheesesteak teams right here on the Philly Feud.
Stop by the all-new Chickies and Pete's Express, located inside the ShopRite in Brooklawn, New Jersey, and the ShopRite on Fox Street in Philadelphia. Grab your Chickies favorites while you shop or bring them home for the family. Chickies and Pete's Express.
Welcome back to the Philly Feud. We are live from the #1 sports bar in America, Chickies and Pete's in South Philadelphia. If you want to try out or come to a taping of the show, just visit phillyfeud.com for details. Our score right now is tied. It's time to introduce our two iconic steak shops. And let me tell you, I love a late night venture to Pat's and Geno's. I like to get one of those peppers at both those places, one of those cherry peppers. And, I burst that thing right in the sandwich. How good is that? Let's start with the blue team. Let's start with Geno's over here. Team Blue, Geno's. Our captain is Tony Marconi. He's a counter guy over there. You probably see me over there, right, Tony?
Yeah, I see you there all the time.
How come you don't ask me to take a picture?
Take a picture?
You got every celebrity up there, not me.
Well, we'd rather have
What is it with that?
We want to take a picture with your referee here.
Oh, you want the referee, not me. I got you. All right, to your right, we go to Johnny DeSalis. He's a grill man. He's an artist. Johnny, what's the best way to grill those babies?
Every way. Don't matter.
You got good wrist action on there when you're grilling them?
Of course. That's how we move so fast.
You got to flip them? I got
You
it.
never see a line at our place.
No, beautiful. To your right, we go Anthony Rossi. He is the morning manager. Oh, yeah, they're getting cheesesteaks in the morning, too, right, Ant?
Yes, they are. We do more cheesesteaks in the morning than most steak shops do all day.
Oh, it's the Breakfast of Champions. That's why. All right, we move over to your right. We have Jeffrey Barris. He is the manager over there at Geno. You keep these guys in line?
Yes, I do.
All right, you keep it going?
Yes.
What do you run out of most? Do you run out of cheese?
We don't run anything.
Well, I mean, what's the
Nothing.
bigger seller right now? The regular cheese or the cheese whiz?
Cheese whiz.
Cheese whiz.
Definitely most popular cheese in Philly. It's a Philly thing.
Still going on.
It's a Philly
Beautiful.
thing.
I love it.
All
All right.
in all.
Let's move over now to Team Red. The Pat Steaks guys. Our captain is Carlos Astacio. He's the manager of Pat's. Are you keeping those guys in line? I see. They're all afraid of you. I can tell.
Gotta keep it in line all the time, Mike. I can tell you one thing they're busy at.
What's
changing light bulbs.
Oh! A lot of light bulb jokes over here. All right, we move over to your left is Cindy Shawn.
I'm responsible for the millions and millions of dollars that we make.
You are responsible for the millions of dollars. Everybody give you a hard time. What are you doing? Somebody gives you a hard time.
Send them back in line.
Some
Try it
drunken
again.
Dallas Cowboy fan comes up
they
late
get
at night.
the
What do you do?
worst. I think we sent them to them.
All right.
Sloppy seconds.
To your left is Danny Garcia. He's a man behind the grill. He's pumping them out, right, Dan?
Yep, I'm the one breaking records.
To your left is Tyreek Johnson. He's a counterman, too.
I'm the darkest Sicilian you ever meet.
I love it. A Sicilian. Well, you know what they say about the Sicilian. I don't want to get into that. I'm half Sicilian. All right, let's go now to round two, okay? Let's bring up our second contestants. Come on, Johnny, and come on, Sydney. Come on up here, guys. We asked 76 Philadelphians. Name something you should never put on a cheesesteak. All right, that was Johnny. Johnny, what should you never put on a cheesesteak?
Mustard.
Mustard. Is mustard on the board? Yes, it is. What else do you not put on a cheesesteak?
I'm going to have to say mayo.
Mayonnaise. Mayonnaise on a cheesesteak. Number two. Some people like a cheesesteak hoagie, in which case you can go a little mayo. All right, Johnny, you got control. You got 3 answers left. What should you never put on a cheesesteak?
Lettuce.
Lettuce? Lettuce on the board. Lettuce or tomato?
I'm going to say pickles.
Pickles. Don't put pickles on the cheesesteak. Pickles on the board? Yes, pickles is on the board. There's only one answer left. A lot of people like the purity of cheesesteak. It's an art form. Johnny, one answer left.
Peppers.
Peppers on the board. Peppers is not on the board.
Relish.
Relish. Is relish on the board? Relish is not on the board.
Bacon.
Bacon is bacon. I would like bacon on a cheesesteak. Get bacon on? No, bacon's not on the board. All right. It's something obvious.
Mushrooms.
Mushrooms. Mushrooms on the board. Mushrooms is not on the board. All right, move over. Jeffrey.
Peppers. I'm sorry, he said peppers already. Ketchup.
Ketchup. It's ketchup. I like a little ketchup, but the purity of the cheesesteak, I don't know. Maybe is ketchup on the board? Ketchup is on the board. The expert likes it plain. You get the taste of the cheesesteak without the ketchup. All right, that concludes round two. Sigourney, how we make out?
Well, Pats have 20 points on the board, and Geno, they are in the lead. They have 70 points.
70-20. Geno's is leading Pats. But we're coming up with round three. It's a 76ers question. More of this exciting competition between Pats and Geno's, the cheesesteak maestros, right here on the Philly Feud. embracing you here tonight. Welcome back to the Philly Feud, live in the #1 sports bar in America, Chickies and Pete's in South Philadelphia. They said it couldn't be done. We pulled it off. We got Pats versus Geno's in an epic rivalry right here. So let's start the third round, and let's bring up Anthony Rossi from Geno's and Danny Garcia from Pats. Come on up, guys. According to basketballreference.com, name the Sixers' all-time leaders in three-point field goals. All right, that was Danny.
Hal Greer.
Hal Greer. I don't think they had the three-pointer back then, Danny. Hal Greer on the board. He's not on the board. I'll move over to Anthony. All right, Anthony.
Aaron McKee.
Aaron McKee. It's a good guess. Is Aaron McKee on the board? Aaron McKee is not on the board. All right, all-time leader in three-point field goals.
Eric Snow.
Eric Snow. Is Eric Snow on the board? He is not on the board. We're missing some obvious names here.
Percy Hawkins.
Percy Hawkins was a good three-point shooter back in the day. Is he on the board? He's on the board at number 4. All right, Percy Hawkins. There's some very interesting
Allen
names
Iverson.
in here. Allen Iverson. Is Allen Iverson on the board? Number 1. Hey, I made a lot of 3 balls.
Dana Barros.
All right, Jeff. Dana Barros. Oh, he's going mid-90s with Dana Barros. Is he on the board? He's not on the board. He did not play enough years. All right, we'll move over to Carlos.
Maurice Cheeks.
Maurice Cheeks. I don't think he's going to be on the board. He was a disher, not a three-point. He's not on the board. All right, Tony.
Andrew Toney.
Andrew Toney. Is he on the board? They love it over there. Is he on the board? Get ready to be disappointed. He's not.
Kyle Korver.
Kyle Korver. Is Kyle Korver on the board? He is at number 2. All right, Sydney, keep rolling. Three-point field goals, all-time leaders. Time's up, Sydney. We move over to Johnny. These guys played very recently, Johnny. I can't give you any more hints. Thaddeus Young. He's not on the board. All right, move over to Dan. Dan, you got it? You got me?
Andre Iguodala.
Andre Iguodala. Is he on the board? Yes, he is. Andre Iguodala. All right, there is one left. How soon we forget?
Drew Holiday.
Drew Holiday. Is Drew Holiday on the board? He's not on the board. All right, who is number 5? Ah, we forget this guy. He is Sweet Lou Williams. Lou Williams. Sigourney, what is our updated score?
Well, Pats have 40 points on the board, and Geno's have 90 points.
All right, it is 90-40. When we come back, we've got round 4 coming your way right here in the Philly Feud. Come on back.
Stop by the all-new Chickies and Pete's Express, located inside the ShopRite in Brooklawn, New Jersey, and the ShopRite on Fox Street in Philadelphia. Grab your Chickies favorites while you shop or bring them home for the family. Chickies and Pete's Express.
Welcome back. It's the Philly Feud. We're live from the #1 sports bar in America, Chickies and Pete's in South Philadelphia. Oh, we have an epic steak showdown tonight. Geno's in the blue corner, Pat's in the red corner. Let's get to the final question. We bring up our 4th contestant. Jeffrey, come on up. Tyree, come on up. Round 4 right here. Pat's versus Geno's. All righty, guys. According to About.com, name the greatest Phillies team ever. All right, Jeffrey.
The
What
1950
year?
Whiz Kids.
The 1950 Whiz Kids. Greatest team ever, according to About.com. Not on the board. All right, Tyreek. What is the best Phillies team ever, according to About.com?
The 80s World Series Phillies.
The 80 World Series championship. The 80 team. Is it on the board? Yeah, it's number 2. But there's one more popular, according to About.com.
85 World Series.
Dude. Wasn't the 85? The 85 were really? No. They played in World Series in 85. I was out of the country, and is 85 on the team? No, 85 is not on the board. All right.
How about 2008?
Well, 2008, it was just the World Series. 2008 is on the board, number 1. Number 1. Sure. Boy, has it been that long ago? We forget about that team. All right. The greatest Phillies teams ever, About.com, has put it on. What is number 3, 4, and 5?
The 76 team.
The 1976 team that lost in the playoffs. Ah, is that on the board? 1976 team. Not on the board. All right, move over to Carlos. All right, Carlos, what you got? Greatest Phillies teams ever.
The 93 team.
The 1993 team with Darren Dalton and the boys and Lenny and Mitch and all those guys. Is that on the board? Oh, yeah, 1993, of course. All righty, Carlos, there are 2 left. And you don't have to go very old school.
I'm going to go to 81 team.
The 81 team. All right, the 1981 team, is that on the board? That is not on the board. People forget when they were in the World Series after 1980. Let's go, Johnny. What do you got?
1983.
The 1983 team. Now, they were in the World Series. You would think they'd be on the board, right?
Yeah.
Not on the board. Not on the board. Apparently, About.com is a very new website, which means they're talking to some modern-day people.
2009.
2009. They went to the World Series. They lost to the Yankees. Is it on the board? Number 3 on the board. All right, there is 1 left. 1 left. Now, we've kind of gone through all the teams. So what do you think they're thinking about in this survey?
2010.
2010. Is 2010 on the board? It is not on the board. That was not the year. That was so disappointing. Anthony, I can see the final out.
It was in the 60s.
No, that was way old school ago. All right, Anthony, no, that's it. No, that was not the year. You got 1 shot, Danny. What do you got?
2011.
2011. Now, what happened in that 2011 series?
We choked.
It was a terrible thing. Is it on the board? Yes, it is. All righty, so Pats has rallied here. Sigourney, what do we have?
Geno's has 100 points on the board, but Pats, they're making a comeback. They have 80 points.
Oh, it's 100 to 80. We have the lightning round coming up next. The team that's behind has a chance to win it. A potential 200 points on the board. We'll find out the winners next on the Philly Feud.
Ventresca Limited, the Delaware Valley's men's store, is located in historic Doylestown, Bucks County, for casual clothing, footwear, and denim. Ventresca Limited has a large selection you have to see to believe. The experienced and knowledgeable sales staff can show you the many labels that have made Ventresca Limited in Doylestown a must-see for any man. Select from Hugo Boss, John Barbados, Psycho Bunny, Donald Planner, and much more. Custom alterations are free. Visit Ventresca Limited on the web at ventresca.com.
Welcome back to the Philly Feud, live for the #1 sports bar in America. It's Chickies and Pete's in South Philly. All right, before we get to the lightning round, let's refresh our score. Sigourney, what is our score right now between Pats and Geno's?
Well, Pats have 80 points on the board, but Geno's there are in the lead with 100 points.
All right, Geno's 100, Pats 80. Now, here's the way the lightning round works. Your designated player will have 1 minute to give your team clues about 10 items related to Philadelphia. You guys cannot say any part of the name, place, or thing. Each correct response is worth 20 points. And this round determines the winner of the Philly Feud. So we give first serve to the team that's behind, and that would be Pats. All right, Pats, come on up. You have 80 points, all right? Whoever given the clues on this side, and you guys 3 over that side, are we ready to rock? Yeah. You have 1 minute. If you stumble across one, just pass it, go to the next. You can always come back to it. Okay, here you go. Starting, Danny, right now.
Owner of Geno Steak.
Joey Vento.
Joey Vento.
Shortstop, Phillies.
Carlos Luis.
Shortstop,
Jimmy Rollins.
Jimmy Rollins.
Wannabe steak shop in Philadelphia.
Geno's.
South Street.
Jim's.
Tight end, Philadelphia Eagles.
Brent Sellers.
I don't know that. Boxer known in Philly. Movie.
Anthony Hopkins.
Movie.
Rocky.
Rocky Balboa.
Flyers player.
Eric Lindros. John LeClaire.
Recent.
Giroux.
Giroux. Claude Giroux.
Famous race in
20
Philadelphia.
seconds left.
Franklin Field every year.
Penn Relays.
Penn Relays. Correct.
Area, Philadelphia, near West Oak Lane.
7,
Area.
6, 5, 4, Time is up. Time is up. After that lightning round, what is our score?
It is 200 to 100.
All right,
Pats
it
are
is
in the lead.
Pat's 200 to Geno's 100. So you guys got to get enough answers to top them. Let's bring up the Geno's crew for the lightning round. All right, who's giving the clues? Pressure is on. Again, if you stumble, you pass it. Are you ready? All right, go.
The original owners of Pat Steaks.
Harry.
The original.
Harry Oliveri.
He said Pat Oliver. We'll give it to
Catcher
you.
for the Phillies.
Carlos Ruiz.
Ruiz.
A sandwich shop on Oregon Avenue. Popular.
Tony Luke's is correct. He's getting stuck.
Come on. Popular basketball in a month. College.
March Madness.
March Madness.
A flyer that comes to Geno's.
Scott Hartnell comes to Geno.
Bike race, Philadelphia.
Now I can't say bike race. He said bike race. You're disqualified.
Our #1 draft pick this year.
4.
Sixers.
It's Nerlens Noel.
Nerlens Noel's correct. 10, 9, 8, 7.
Pitcher for the Phillies back in 1980.
Steve Carlton.
Rookie.
Time's up. Time's up.
Both of our teams have 200 points on the board.
First time ever in Philly Feud history that we've had a tie after the lightning round. So here's the way we'll break it. Boy, you talk about a grudge match here. Here's the way we break it. I have a question in my hand. We'll bring out both captains. Come on, Carlos and Tony. All right, I will ask you a question. Whoever buzzes in and you get the answer that's closest to the top of the list will win. Break the tie. All righty? Here is the question. Before Michael Nutter, name the last 5 mayors of Philadelphia. Tony.
John Street.
John Street. Okay, that is the #1 answer. You win. Geno's has broken the tie in an epic battle. Geno's wins. The winners on today's show receive gift cards to Chickies and Pete's at Treskin Men's Store. They also get gift certificates for a full detail at Franklin Auto Spa Fraser. We'll see you next time as you search for who knows the most about Philadelphia right here on the Philly Feud.
Promotional consideration for Philly Feud provided by Ventresca Limited, the men's store in Doylestown, and by Greater Philadelphia Tourism. Visit us online at visitphilly.com.